Oh, you're a good man, Lieutenant. A good man always knows his limitations.
Go ahead. Make my day.
From squinting gunslinger to Oscar-winning director, Clint Eastwood transformed from a TV actor making pennies to one of Hollywood's wealthiest filmmakers. But did you know his biggest payday wasn't for Dirty Harry or any of his iconic westerns? In fact, his most lucrative deal came decades into his career when he had unprecedented creative control. From B-movie beginnings in Revenge of the Creature to blockbuster success with Gran Torino, Eastwood's financial journey mirrors his evolution as an artist. The man who started for $700 a week on Rawhide eventually commanded millions per film while directing, producing, and even composing his own scores. So, how much did the man with no name really make? Let's break down Clint Eastwood's journey from starving actor to Hollywood legend through 30 of his most notable paychecks. Revenge of the Creature, 1955. In his first uncredited film appearance, Eastwood played a lab technician in this sci-fi B-movie sequel to Creature from the Black Lagoon. The film had a modest budget of around $800,000 and grossed approximately $1.5 million at the box office. Eastwood earned just $300 for his small role, making this his lowest film paycheck ever. An inauspicious start for Hollywood's future legend. Lafayette Escadrille, 1958. This World War I aviation drama starred Tab Hunter with Eastwood in a minor supporting role. The Warner Brothers production carried a budget of approximately $2 million, but underperformed at the box office, earning just $1.3 million. Eastwood received around $750 for his brief appearance, still struggling as an unknown actor 3 years before his Rawhide television breakthrough. A Fistful of Dollars, 1964. The film that changed everything. Italian director Sergio Leone cast the Rawhide TV actor as the man with no name in this groundbreaking spaghetti western. Made on a shoestring budget of just $200,000, it exploded at the box office, earning over $14.5 million worldwide. Eastwood received $15,000 for his iconic performance, establishing his movie star persona, though he initially took the role primarily for a free trip to Spain. For a few dollars more, 1965, following the surprise success of A Fistful of Dollars, Eastwood returned as the man with no name in this superior sequel.
Well, there's such a big reward offered unto you gentlemen that I thought I might just tag along on your next robbery.
The film's budget increased to around $600,000, and it performed even better at the box office, earning approximately $15 million. Eastwood's paycheck jumped to $50,000, a significant increase reflecting his growing international appeal. Leone's stylish direction and Eastwood's laconic performance cemented their winning partnership. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, 1966. The epic conclusion to Leone's Dollars trilogy featured Eastwood alongside Eli Wallach and Lee Van Cleef. With a budget of about $1.2 million, the film grossed an impressive $25 million worldwide. Eastwood commanded $250,000 plus a percentage of profits, marking his first major payday. This sweeping Civil War-era Western solidified his status as a bona fide movie star and gave him financial leverage for future projects. Coogan's Bluff, 1968. This fish-out-of-water police drama marked Eastwood's first collaboration with director Don Siegel. Universal Studios backed the film with a $3 million budget, and it earned about $5.5 million domestically. Eastwood's salary reached $400,000 as he transitioned his Western persona into an urban setting. The film essentially served as a prototype for the Dirty Harry character that would appear 3 years later, where Eagles Dare, 1968, Eastwood co-starred with Richard Burton in this big-budget World War II action film. MGM invested a hefty $7.7 million in the production, which paid off with worldwide grosses exceeding $21 million. Eastwood received $750,000 for his supporting role, demonstrating his growing box office appeal. Despite Burton receiving top billing and a higher salary, Eastwood's presence significantly boosted the film's U.S. performance. Paint Your Wagon, 1969. In a surprising career detour, Eastwood sang in this expensive Western musical alongside Lee Marvin. Paramount spent an enormous $20 million on the troubled production, which only grossed $14.5 million, making it a financial disappointment. Eastwood earned $800,000 plus a percentage of profits, which never materialized. The film's failure reinforced his determination to take greater control of his career. Kelly's Heroes, 1970. This offbeat World War II heist film blended action with counterculture humor. MGM allocated a budget of $4 million, and the film performed moderately well, earning around $5.2 million domestically. Eastwood received $850,000 for his role as Lieutenant Kelly. The unconventional war movie has since gained cult status, though at the time it represented another stepping stone in Eastwood's rising salary scale. The Beguiled, 1971. This psychological thriller reunited Eastwood with director Don Siegel. Universal produced the film on a modest $3.3 million budget, but it underperformed commercially, earning only $1.1 million. Despite the box office disappointment, Eastwood still commanded $900,000, indicating his growing leverage in Hollywood. The dark, atypical role demonstrated his willingness to take creative risks even as his star power increased. Play Misty for Me, 1971. Eastwood made his directorial debut with this taut psychological thriller while also starring. Universal kept the budget tight at $725,000, and the film became a sleeper hit, grossing $10.6 million. Eastwood reduced his acting fee to $750,000 but negotiated a significant percentage of profits, ultimately earning over $2 million. This critical and commercial success established his directing credentials alongside his acting career. Dirty Harry, 1971. This iconic police thriller launched Eastwood's second signature character. Warner Brothers invested $4 million in the production, which returned a tremendous $36 million at the domestic box office. Eastwood earned $1 million plus profit participation for portraying the controversial Inspector Callahan. After Frank Sinatra and several other actors passed on the role, Eastwood created a cultural phenomenon that would span 5 films. High Plains Drifter, 1973. Eastwood's second directorial effort featured him in a supernatural western. Universal backed the film with a $3.1 million budget, and it performed well with domestic earnings of $15.7 million. Eastwood's fee reached $1.1 million plus a percentage of profits. The dark, revisionist western showcased his growing confidence as a filmmaker and his continued box office appeal in the genre that made him famous. Magnum Force, 1973. The first Dirty Harry sequel expanded on the popular character with a more complex story. Warner Brothers increased the budget to $5 million, and audiences responded enthusiastically, generating $39.8 million in domestic box office. Eastwood's Paycheck grew to $1.5 million plus profit participation. The film's success cemented the Dirty Harry franchise as a reliable moneymaker, further enhancing Eastwood's bargaining power in Hollywood. The Eiger Sanction, 1975. This ambitious action thriller featured Eastwood as an art professor assassin scaling the treacherous Eiger Mountain. Universal allocated $9 million for the production, which underperformed with just $14.2 million at the box office. Eastwood earned $1.75 million plus points for both acting and directing. Despite performing many of his own dangerous climbing stunts, the film's reception left Eastwood disappointed with its commercial performance. The Outlaw, Josie Wales, 1976. This critically acclaimed Western represented a creative high point in Eastwood's career. Warner Brothers backed the film with a $5.5 million budget, and it earned a respectable $17.5 million domestically. Eastwood commanded $2 million plus profit participation for starring and directing. Initially developed by Philip Kaufman before Eastwood took over directing duties, the film has since been preserved in the National Film Registry for its cultural significance. Every Which Way But Loose, 1978. This unlikely comedy pairing Eastwood with an orangutan became his biggest commercial hit to date. Warner Brothers kept the budget modest at $7.5 million, but the film exploded at the box office, earning $85.2 million domestically. Eastwood received $2.5 million up front, plus profit participation totaling over $12 million. Critics were puzzled, but audiences loved this lighthearted departure from Eastwood's typical tough guy roles. Escape from Alcatraz, 1979, reuniting with director Don Siegel, Eastwood portrayed real-life prison escapee Frank Morris. Paramount produced the film for $8 million, and it performed well with global earnings of $43 million. Eastwood's base salary reached $3 million with additional back-end participation. The minimalist, tense prison drama showcased Eastwood's ability to command the screen with subtle performance rather than dialogue. Bronco Billy, 1980. This modern Western comedy about a struggling traveling Wild West show was a personal favorite of Eastwood's. Warner Brothers allocated $6.5 million for the production, which disappointed with just $14 million at the box office. Eastwood earned $3.5 million for directing and starring. Despite its commercial underperformance, the film revealed Eastwood's willingness to explore more nuanced, vulnerable characters beyond his tough guy image. Firefox, 1982. This Cold War thriller pushed technological boundaries with its special effects. Warner Brothers invested heavily with a $20 million budget, and the film earned a modest $46.7 million globally. Eastwood's Paycheck reached $4 million plus profit participation for directing and starring. The ambitious production demonstrated Eastwood's growing comfort with larger-scale filmmaking, though critics found the pacing problematic. Sudden Impact, 1983, the fourth Dirty Harry film became the highest-grossing entry in the series. Warner Brothers backed it with a $10 million budget, and audiences responded enthusiastically with $67.6 million in domestic box office. Eastwood commanded $5 million plus significant profit participation for both directing and starring. The film also gave the world the iconic line, "Go ahead, make my day."
Go ahead, make my day.
Which became a cultural catchphrase. Pale Rider, 1985. This supernatural Western echoed Eastwood's earlier work while adding spiritual dimensions. Warner Brothers allocated $13 million for the production, which performed solidly with $41.4 million worldwide. Eastwood earned $7 million plus back-end points for directing and starring. The film's biblical overtones and environmental themes showcased his growth as a filmmaker, while still satisfying his core Western audience. Heartbreak Ridge, 1986. Eastwood portrayed a tough Marine sergeant preparing recruits for the Grenada invasion. Warner Brothers provided a $15 million budget, and the film earned $42.7 million domestically. Eastwood received $9 million for directing and starring. The production faced controversy when the Department of Defense withdrew support over the film's portrayal of military operations, forcing significant rewrites and production challenges. Bird, 1988. This passion project chronicling jazz legend Charlie Parker's life showcased Eastwood's love of music. Warner Brothers provided a $14.4 million budget for this artistic departure. The film earned only $9.4 million at the box office despite critical acclaim. Eastwood took a reduced fee of $4 million to get the project made. While commercially disappointing, the film won multiple awards and demonstrated Eastwood's artistic ambitions beyond commercial blockbusters. Unforgiven, 1992. This revisionist Western masterpiece redefined the genre and Eastwood's career. Warner Brothers invested $14.4 million in the production, which earned $159 million worldwide and won 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director. Eastwood earned $10 million plus significant back-end participation. The film's enormous critical and commercial success elevated Eastwood's status from movie star to respected filmmaker of the highest caliber. In the Line of Fire, 1993. This tense political thriller featured Eastwood as an aging Secret Service agent. Columbia. Pictures backed the film with a $40 million budget, and audiences responded with $177 million in global box office. Eastwood commanded $12 million for acting only, with Wolfgang Peterson directing. The film's success demonstrated that even in his 60s, Eastwood remained one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. $1 Million Baby, 2004. This emotionally devastating boxing drama became another Oscar triumph for Eastwood. Warner Brothers kept the budget modest at $30 million, and the film earned $216.8 million worldwide while winning 4 Academy Awards. Eastwood received $15 million for directing, producing, composing, and starring. The film's unexpected success reaffirmed Eastwood's cultural relevance and artistic vitality in his 70s. Gran Torino, 2008. Many believed this would be Eastwood's acting finale. Warner Brothers invested just $33 million in the production, which became a surprise blockbuster with $270 million worldwide. Eastwood earned $20 million plus substantial profit participation for directing and starring. The film's exploration of racism, redemption, and sacrifice resonated with audiences globally and demonstrated Eastwood's continued box office power. American Sniper, 2014. This controversial biopic of Navy SEAL Chris Kyle became the highest-grossing war film ever. Warner Brothers allocated $58.8 million for production, and the film generated an astonishing $547.4 million worldwide. Eastwood, at 84, commanded $22 million for directing and producing. The film's massive success showed that Eastwood remained capable of connecting with contemporary audiences despite his advanced age. The Mule, 2018. Based on a true story of an elderly drug courier, this crime drama marked Eastwood's return to acting after a 4-year hiatus. Warner Brothers kept the budget efficient at $50 million, and the film performed well with $174.8 million globally. Eastwood earned an estimated $25 million for directing, producing, and starring. At 88 years old, Eastwood continued to deliver commercially viable films while maintaining complete creative control. culminating in the highest single-film paycheck of his illustrious career. From a $300 bit part to commanding $25 million as Hollywood royalty, Eastwood's incredible journey shows how talent, determination, and business savvy can transform an actor into a filmmaking legend. Which Eastwood film is your favorite? Let us know in the comments. Hit subscribe and the notification bell for more Hollywood Paycheck breakdowns. Next week, Tom Hanks. Thanks for watching.